Who had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 3-4 through 7 games when the season started? Who had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing to the Carolina Panthers 21-3? Who had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers losing to PJ Walker, to a Christian McCaffrey-less Carolina Panthers, a Robbie Anderson-less Carolina Panthers, a Carolina Panthers team that's trying to trade DJ Moore, that's trying to trade Brian Burns, a team that has fully given up. The players haven't given up. The coaches haven't given up. The team has given up. The organization has given up on this team this year. And the Buccaneers put up 3 points. 3. Tom Brady, 32 of 49, 290 yards. Obviously no touchdowns. Ground game, 46 yards total. Rachaad White led the way, 24 yards. Leonard Fournette averaged 2.4 a carry, 19 yards, 6 carries. Mike Evans was the only thing that you could look at yesterday and say, okay, nice. 9 catches, 96 yards. Appreciate you, Mike, fantasy-wise. Thank you. Thanks for the help. But the Carolina Panthers ran over this team. This is supposed to be one of the best run defenses in the league, one of the best defensive lines in the league. 173 yards, Dante Foreman, 118, Chuba Hubbard, 63 and a touchdown on the ground. And then DJ Moore, who had a pretty disappointing year. Not his fault. This team has been very disappointing. This offense has been very disappointing. The quarterback play has been very disappointing. He might be traded, and if he's traded to a contender, if he's traded to the Chiefs, if he's traded to the Packers, I might start changing some takes on the Packers because the Packers are in desperate need for a playmaker. He's traded to the Bills, to the Rams. If he's traded to a contender, DJ Moore is going to explode. As of now, though, he's had a terrible season, and his best game comes against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What is wrong with this team? Now, I'll address the obvious. Their offensive line, I probably could start for offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with all the injuries they've had. The first one to go down, Ryan Jensen, just signed an extension. He goes down. Multiple other starters go down. Backups go down. I get it. It's the Carolina Panthers. I was just talking about with the Green Bay Packers. Every team's got some issues. Do you have your starting quarterback? Okay, go win. Do you have the greatest quarterback of all time? Go win. You're in your 3-4. Now, I've talked about the players a lot. However, though, the one man that does deserve the most credit for the struggles is Todd Bowles. The Todd Bowles experiment is done. Todd Bowles has had his opportunity as an NFL head coach, coaching the Jets, interim coach for the Dolphins, I think. We saw what he was with the Jets. He peaked with that 10-6 year. Ryan Fitzpatrick nearly made the playoffs. Had me believing in him. I used to be a Todd Bowles believer. As the Jets head coach, I used to be a Todd Bowles believer. Todd Bowles can't build an offense to save his life. Byron Leftwich, it's kind of just getting hung out to dry. Everything's just been shoved onto his plate. In the defense, if you can't be giving up 21 points to the Carolina Panthers, who just traded away the best weapon, are down to their third-string quarterback. You can argue who's the best quarterback. The numbers don't lie. He is the third-string quarterback. Depth charts don't lie. He's the third-string quarterback. You allow 21 points to coming into the day, to the worst team in the league. Absolutely outrageous. The Buccaneers are crumbling. And what's the fix? I mean, the fix that I would suggest is you fire Todd Bowles immediately. Give the keys to Brian Leftwich, maybe. Obviously, the best case scenario of potential replacements would be Sean Payton, but he's still under contract technically with the New Orleans Saints, so there's no way the Saints are just going to hand you Sean Payton, a division rival. That's not going to happen. And they don't like each other on top of being a division rival, so there's no way that's going to happen. So there's not necessarily a clear replacement, but it's clear that Todd Bowles is not the man to do this. Two organizations that are walking on eggshells. The Packers, just talked about them. Green Bay Packers are walking on eggshells every single day when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is moody. He is selfish. And you regularly see the team plays like the mood of Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers is feeling good, RELAX, relax. If he's relaxed, if he's feeling good, the team plays good. If he's tense, if he's pointing fingers, if he's moody, the team struggles. The team goes emotionally where Aaron Rodgers goes. Different sort of eggshells for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, though. The eggshells is we've been a terrible franchise outside of Tom Brady. We've had zero success outside the one Super Bowl outside of Tom Brady. We've had some of the worst teams in NFL history outside of Tom Brady. We don't want to screw it up. We want just everything to look pretty and just, it's going to work, guys. It's going to work. I went to the Buccaneers Rams playoff game last year up in Tampa. And I was very disappointed with the mood of the organization. Now, you could say I'm looking too into it, but things like how they handle in-game festivities. The Patriots, I doubt they're doing these corny, ridiculous things. Like the emphasis on the Buccaneer for the Buccaneers, the emphasis on the pirate. The emphasis on the pirate ship. I was losing my mind. Gronk's still on the team last year. They for the playoffs, they handed out these flags. Red flag, a white flag, Buccaneers logo. And every third down, Gronk would appear on their massive, I will say, beautiful, beautiful screen. Large screen, great quality. I'll give him credit for that. But Gronk comes on saying, wave those flags. Are we serious? You need Gronk getting on the board saying, wave these flags. You need to constantly show the pirate ship every other play. You need to have all the staff dressed up in pirate uniforms. This team is so deathly afraid of what life without Tom Brady is that they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with themselves. They're so afraid of the years with what's going to happen without Tom Brady. They're so afraid and they don't know what to do with it. They just don't. They weren't ready for Brady. The team was ready. Internally though, they didn't know what to do. Bruce Arians as a coach, they didn't get along. Okay, Tom. Bruce, you're going to move up into management. Does Bruce Arians strike you as a management guy? He wants to drink cocktails on the beach. He wants to relax. He's not grinding away. He's not watching hours of film for a secondary corner. He's not going to put in the work that the not general manager, but the front office executives require. It's like, okay, Tom Brady doesn't like you. Okay, we're going to come to this agreement. We're not going to fire you. We're not going to fire you because that would look bad. That would disrupt the flow. That would disrupt the good feelings, the vibes. We don't want to do that. So Bruce, just move up to management, and you know what? Bring in Todd Bowles. He's been with the team already. He's been a head coach before. Oh my gosh, it makes perfect sense. You're 3-4 now. There was good coaches on the market. Look what the Giants are doing with Brian Daboll with nowhere near the roster that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have. Mike McDaniel, I have some complaints of how the game went on Sunday Night Football. I do. He's been a stud. You had these guys out there. You had Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl winning coach, out there. And you went with Todd Bowles? You don't want to disrupt the flow. You don't want to change the mood of the room. I understand. By understand, I mean I see what you're thinking. I completely disagree with it though. You're so deathly afraid of failure. You're so deathly afraid of what life is going to be like without Tom Brady. So just duct tape, sparkle, glitter. And now you're a 3-4 football team. You just lost to the worst team in the league, a team that's actively tanking, that is not really doing anything to hide the fact they are tanking. You just lost to the Carolina Panthers. And are now 3-4. You have a losing record through 3 games. Man, I don't know where they go from here. They can't. Offensive linemen aren't just readily available. So good luck. Because they're not going to fire him. They're not going to fire Todd Bowles. They're not going to bring somebody else in. Even if they wanted to, you can't really do that. There's nobody out there to bring in. So the Buccaneers are just going to continue to sink. The ship is going to continue to sink for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, so I mentioned earlier in the show, I have an apology to make. I do. I've been very critical. I've been